to my live stream today. How are you guys doing? Hi, David. How are you doing? Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my live stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Please let me know where you're joining from. Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to my live stream. Oh my god, I'm pretty sleepy already.
I don't touch dollar for the first time. Congratulations to me. Oh. Who the checker? Tarara have good news for us. Like we have good news. Even if you look at me, you will see the good news written all over me. You will see the good news written all over me.
Get free activation bonus. So download the Glow Cafe app on your store. Thinking of banking in Africa? Think Zenith. In a fast-changing world, you need a financial partner that understands your unique expectations. A bank with presence in major financial centers across the world. With the enabling platform to facilitate seamlessly whenever, wherever, however. A bank with best-in-class financial solutions from a superb combination of technology and human touch for easy, fast, and secure banking that creates real value. Turning dreams into reality is now in your hands. People, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Emergencies happen when you least expect them to. It gets worse when you are cash strapped. No need to despair. First Advance has you covered. You can get that urgent cash right now on First Advance. With First Advance, salary earners can get up to 50% of their salary. No hassles, as long as you earn a monthly salary and your salary account has been active for at least 2 months. It doesn't matter if you run a salary account with First Bank or any other bank. Just dial *894*111# or simply dial *894# on your mobile phone. What's more, when you open a First Bank salary account, you can enjoy zero charges and free get card issuance. Download the First mobile app on Play Store or App Store today. Log in to experience First Bank digital banking. Select loans, select First Advance, and follow the prompts to receive your loan. Don't let that urgent get the best of you. Get First Advance now. It's as simple as dialing *894*11#. First Advance. Fast, secure. You first. First Bank.
To the morning show here. Special prize Friday segment. Well, you know who is joining us appropriately this Friday. So joining us now is Oji Ope with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junek.
TGI, TGIF. TGIF. Good morning, Dr. Mate. Our legendary Dr. Mate. How are you this morning? Oh, I bet this weekend. I know. You know that my memory, that's where it starts. Good morning, Ruby on fire. How are you this morning? I can't believe it. Remember I told you I have been watching. Yes, I enjoy it, really. All right, well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending by taking reactions to the closed-door meeting between former President Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi, 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate in Abuja. The meeting was fueled or has fueled speculations about potential political alignment ahead of the 2027 general elections. Peter Obi, the post on X, described their meeting as fruitful and called Jonathan an elder brother and statesman, while the specific details of the talks were not revealed by either party. Analysts suggested it will be a preliminary step towards forming a broad coalition for the upcoming elections. However, in the meantime, following his private meeting with former President Goodluck Jonathan in Abuja, Peter Obi attended a support group summit and a book club. In his remarks, Peter Obi spoke on the critical importance of electoral reform as the foundation for a prosperous Nigeria, arguing that it is essential for driving economic growth, creating jobs, and improving key sectors like health and education. He also urged young Nigerians to actively participate in the democratic process.
The process of becoming into office is far more fundamental than even what they do in the office. If the process is faulty, you're like going to have bad governance. You're not likely to have corrupt governance because the process to become governance is corrupt and will sustain the corruption. If it is bad, it is going to be bad because there's no way people can go from a bad process and do the right thing. It is time for us to say enough is enough because that process, faulty process we allow is allowing poor education of our children, allowing increase in farm mortality because of no proper healthcare, allowing hunger, despair, unemployment. So this is time for us to know that fighting the electoral process and making sure it's right is about fixing
So, a deal of good reputation, one wrong step is enough to ruin it all. Dear Peter Obi, I humbly request an alliance with Goodluck Jonathan on the forthcoming general election. You have a clean record, and Jonathan has a record of prioritizing human lives over his political ambitions. Nigeria has bled enough. Nigeria has a lot of intensive leaders who care less how many lives are wasted as long as they maintain their political positions. We need a change. We need people with human hearts. We need a nation where politics isn't a do or die affair. We want to travel without fear of being stolen from our vehicles into the bush. We want to do business without spending much on generators. We want to graduate and have jobs. We want an environment for innovation, not like a dream killer. We want house and land agents to be banned. That was funny. We want quality primary and secondary education and properly funded universities. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Finally, I would like to use the room. The news of Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi meeting behind closed doors in Abuja is certainly noteworthy, and it invites a lot of speculation about the topics at hand. Such meetings between prominent political figures often carry significant weight, whether it's about strategy, national issues, or collaborative initiatives. While the details may be public, the very act of convening signals a willingness to engage, discuss, and possibly influence the direction of ongoing political and social conversations in the country. It is a reminder of how leadership operates not just in public forums, but also in quiet, deliberate spaces where dialogue, negotiation, and reflection happen. I like that tweet. Rufi on fire.
I feel that solve all those things. We want a better country, we want power, we want that. Politicians, yes, they play a very major role. And that's why this meeting between Peter Obi and Goodluck Jonathan is generating a lot of buzz. Automatically, it will generate a lot of buzz. You, whatever say, nothing has been reported. You, I don't think two politicians will meet if there's nothing involved. I don't think that, we didn't get the readout of the meeting, oh, but I'm not sure they will not still broach the matter of our country, of politicians.
Yeah, that's why Peter Obi said
And Peter Obi will say, my brother, this is our country. You know, we are going to broach that matter. But you see, like I said before, this is a
Breakfast. I'm too hungry to wait for lunch. So, you guys join me.
I know that person. All right.
Join me, guys.
Well, the race is ahead of us at this moment, right? I mean, it was good to see that picture, great optics, because the conversation has been loud, whether or not Goodluck Jonathan is going to be out there. And, we'll follow up on the conversation as always. Well, shall we take another story now? Investigative journalist David Hude, in a post on X, speculated about a future political collapse in Nigeria, citing a report from the Rockefeller Foundation that he claims predicts a popular revolution and government failure in Nigeria in 2026. Hude alleges that the Rockefeller Foundation is a front for the CIA and that a new puppet leader is already being prepared. He specifically accused activist Omoyele Sowore of being an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor, speculating that he is intended to be an initial figure in this process before a actor who is being cued to play the intermediate piper role while they incubate their Nigerian Zelensky, Bobby Wine, whoever that may be. Which is why, as many times as Yele Sowore will open his mouth in public, is as many times I will also loudly point out that he is an American intelligence contractor and a dangerous national traitor. Very, very strong accusation, Dr. Abati, don't you think? But let me take a reaction to this tweet. This is from Mr. Innocent, who wrote, the stabilization isn't unique to Nigeria alone. It's a tested playbook across Africa, from Libya to Sudan. Popular uprisings are often hijacked, redirected, or outright manufactured. These think tanks often publish scenarios that later look like predictions. The danger is not whether 2026 happens, but that elites, both local and foreign, use such reports as roadmaps. And that's quite a pertinent comment right there, Dr. Abati. What do you make about David Hudeyi's accusation, bold accusation? We know that David Hudeyi is, he's been quite loud about even the elections, and he is an investigative journalist, and he did put out those reports on X.
Okay, a number of claims there. I agree with you. First, to say that the Rockefeller Foundation is a CIA outpost. Well, where is the evidence that John D. Rockefeller, one of the richest men philanthropists in American history, Standard Oil, all that Seven Sisters, oil and gas. Then the foundation is being to engage and continue with the commitment to philanthropy, which he has become this lifetime. Now to say, oh, this is some kind of intelligence agency that is behind Rockefeller. Well, as you say, you are the disposed. How do you prove that this is CIA, one of the foundation? What of other foundations that are in the United States? Two, he also makes the claim that the Rockefeller Foundation, in a report, a scenario narrating, has predicted that Nigeria, will have some kind of revolution in the year 2026. And I think in the post, he provided the evidence in terms of that scenario. Look, there have been many kinds of scenarios that have been painted about Nigeria. At the time, they said Nigeria was going to implode. Okay? All of us were very nervous. I don't know, it wasn't Rockefeller Foundation there, but maybe some foreign policy journal. At a certain year, Nigeria has not imploded since that time. So some other people did some results. They said Armageddon was coming. In fact, they even put dates to it and said so hour, so. All these analysis, they are not automatic. They are not scientific. They are not based on empirical evidence. They are at best just postulation. And we don't want Nigeria to implode in 2026. The revolution that whoever is saying will come in 2026, maybe it will not happen. And those who are having wishful thinking and saying that maybe Nigeria will go the way of Nepal, maybe it will not happen.
Yeah.
So nobody knows the future for certain. Finally, he calls Sowore a traitor.
Yes.
He calls Sowore an American political contractor. These are very strong claims, which are defamatory per se. But I don't think Omoyele Sowore is somebody you need to be his spokesman. He can speak for himself. A man who has just announced that the struggle continues, whether on Facebook, whether out of detention or on the streets. So if Sowore's attention is drawn to this, I know he knows how to design the appropriate response. I don't think it's something he would like. He would take lightly because it's very tricky, very funny to label people.
Yeah.
Anybody can give you any label.
Yeah, but
so does he have the evidence?
It's not the first time David Hudeyi is making such allegations. Yes.
So, I mean, is that how people become CIA agents?
Those are the questions. I mean, it's out there for the DSS to look at as well. But you know, we talk about the fact that Nigerians or people have been talking about whether Nigeria might become like Nepal. And you're absolutely right. These are the questions that are out there. And I'll take a reaction to this same story. And this is from Mayowa. I wrote on X, I'm having that conscious feeling that every Western intelligence community funded NGOs with forward operating bases within or outside every capital of the African countries are closely monitoring how the African rebellious demography Gen Z is reacting to the Nepal event. And that's the question out there. Now, Ayo, speaking about Nepal, a startling new video circulating on social media showed the First Lady of Nepal violently seized by protesters amid the political turmoil that has rocked the country for the past week. In the video, the First Lady appears to be forcefully dragged by a group of men, thrown on the floor, yelled at, and even sprayed with water. Witnesses allege that she begged for her release by offering them $1 million, but the crowd rejected her offer. This was horrible. That woman went through a lot yesterday. So many videos were circulating online, Ayo. But we know that Nepal has been in the middle of a youth-led revolution with thousands of young people taking to the streets to protest allegations of corruption and a social media ban, which has since been withdrawn. At least 30 people have been killed and 200 more have been injured in police clashes, with authorities using tear gas, water cannons, and live bullets on protesters who scaled walls of parliament and other official buildings.
Are you cut into the street? They strung up a man. They say you're free. Strange things that happen to you.
Hi, this is scary. I mean, like I said, the catalyst for this violent protest was the social media ban. Anything can happen. I'd like your thoughts on the First Lady of Nepal being brutalized in that manner and some of the conversations that have been had so far about Nepal.
I'm glad we brought Nepal to this table. Now, what's happening in Nepal is very sad and very unfortunate. You see the videos happening, you're wondering if there are really people, citizens of a country who would destroy state assets in such a manner and disgrace and beat up people, as they've done with the First Lady. In fact, they set houses of some politicians on fire, and including the former First Lady Chakra, who was severely burned, and in fact there were rumors that she passed on, but thankfully she didn't. It's been debunked that she's still alive, but recovering from the burns she sustained by being trapped in the homes. So the headline story is the youths are angry. Yes, you talk about this being triggered by social media ban, but if it were the social media ban that caused this uproar or this outrage, then by the restoration of social media a few days after it was banned, this should have been quelled, but it wasn't. This is because there are deeper issues beyond the social media ban. Nepal is a country that has about 27% of people living in poverty, under the poverty line by global standards. And they've been trying for years to poverty by different structural reforms, social reforms. However, this hasn't yielded much results. However, a few weeks before this protest started, there was a trend going on social media in Nepal. Meanwhile, the penetration of social media is over 30% in Nepal. A lot of people depend on social media for their news, many of them signed on. And the title of that trend was Nepo Kids, Nepo Babies. And it was because of the kids of politicians who were seen to be living luxurious lifestyles which they could not justify or show merit from the jobs of their parents. And so it was infuriating for the poor people in Nepal to watch leaders, political leaders and their children enjoying a lavish lifestyle while they were lingering or languishing in poverty. And this was what they had been riding on. And then the social media ban was a final slap on the face and triggered what started off as a protest by the young people who are called the Gen Z generation in Japan, in Nepal, and now has blossomed into this almost uncontrollable fit of rage. And I can understand the last post you brought up that we need to watch this because we see these players in a number of countries where the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Where the rich are getting richer, especially the political class, and there's no demonstration of extension of that goodwill to the poor, whereby you even eradicate the middle class. After a while, there's only as much as you can push the people to the wall, especially people who do not have a sense of livelihood or reason to live as a result of the abysmal way that their lives have turned out to be. And so I believe that world leaders should learn from the Nepal example so that the young people do not go to the streets and take matters or laws into their own hands because they feel marginalized, not listened to, and they feel like they are plunged deeper into poverty. It is a sad situation, but it is a reality whereby one day, when the poor have an opportunity to handle the rich who are getting fatter on the wealth of the people, they might not show mercy. And so I feel very sorry for the First Lady, but the truth is that when you also look at it, it's provocative. People cannot afford to eat 1 meal a day, yet your children are flying in private jets, they are going abroad, they are showing you eating caviar and eating the best. After a while, people would protest. But I just want to say that protest is not the way to go. Nepal is going to have to spend a lot of money to restore the state resources. So let's not get to this point. Let us fix our nation so that the young people are not aggrieved or upset enough to get to the streets and behave in such a barbaric manner. But the leaders must fix the nation, must fix its youth, and ensure that we don't have results of this.
Well said, very well said. I like the fact that you said, about fixing the nation and all of that. The good thing is that now we are seeing that the young people are out there, they're trying to, I've seen some videos of people cleaning out the streets. But my conversation was about the First Lady, though. I heard that, there was a story out there that, she did offer them $1 million, but her husband left her because, I don't know, did you hear that story? She was, yes, that husband left her. Well, her husband asked her to come along while they were fleeing from the protest, and she missed her boat, something about that. But like you said, we need to watch this, really, and we'll follow up on the events in Nepal. Let's go to Abuja now, where angry workers staged a protest at the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs on Thursday. Well, according to the ministry staff, the protesters are alleging that they aren't being treated properly on multiple fronts. The protesters say that since the Minister of Women Affairs, Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, took on the role, staff welfare has deteriorated. They say that they often have to pay the cost for work expenses themselves and have no working materials. Take a look.
We have taken unnecessary steps in ignorance. The beauty of democracy is to have access to your leader. This woman thinks that she's more special than us. Every Nigerian on the street is a potential president. He has more than 25 presidents. What we want is possible should be better than other ministers. She's not able to us and not able to the president. And we should not only anything.
Well, this protest is now part of a number of demonstrations that have been held at government parastatals this year alone, including retired soldiers and military personnel protesting in front of the finance ministry, while education and also gone on strike. Well, in the meantime, in Kebbi State, we're getting reports that journalist Hassan Maya Waya Kangiwa was reported to have made the shocking video showing an elderly man lying on a bed frame without a mattress while receiving treatment at the Kangiwa General Hospital has been released from police custody. After his release, he went back to the hospital and made a contribution by providing mattresses, buckets, a kettle, and rooms to the hospital management. I mean, this is actually great news. We did have that picture of the journalist being released. We're going to follow up on that actual conversation. Meanwhile, a new video has emerged showing another hospital, Sir Yahya Memorial Hospital, in Birinin, the Kebbi State capital, submerged by flood waters. The person who made the video can be heard complaining about the faulty drainage system and how the unsanitary state of the hospital is endangering the lives of patients. And now also to Kogi State, where a doctor has called for urgent action and justice for the people of Lokoja, highlighting the ruins of the Federal Teaching Hospital Lokoja. The doctor alleges that the hospital's management is victimizing staff who speak up instead of focusing on improving working conditions. Let's take a look.
It's no longer news that healthcare services in FTH Lokoja is very bad. With the absence of several life-saving medical equipment and the breakdown of a lot more, what is more shocking is that the X-ray machine in the hospital has not been functional for the past 8 months. Same thing with the dialysis room. However, the head of which departments have private hospitals 30 seconds away from the Federal Teaching Hospital and benefits directly from the patients who were supposed to benefit from the public hospital services. This is a direct exploitation of the patients financially, and it goes against the code of medical ethics. The hospital management has gone as far as giving evil employment contracts to staff, denying them from joining any union membership. Several doctors have reported having miscarriages from the burden of excessive working hours, and even a non-medical staff has lost her life in the same hospital after being on shift for 7 days and was turned away, denying her the right to seek care in the hospital she has dedicated most of her life work due to lack of bed space. Despite the State House of Representatives' intervention, the management continues to victimize any doctor that comes out to speak the truth. This is a total violation of the fundamental human rights of both the doctors and the patients that they serve.
Sayaya Fellow Hospital in Kebbi State again, and now we're hearing in Kogi State that the hospital, the FTC hospital there is in FTH there is in Tom.
There's a common thread, when you check all the stories we brought forward.
Yes.
Bad leadership, and that's just it. The same Kogi State where somebody was telling elected people by the state, sit down, listen to the governor. The same Kogi State where somebody being chased by years. I know the years came out with this just and say that we can't say, do me one that end of. We are not getting here like that. But the common thread of leadership comes by depending on social media. Because it's social, and that's what it is. In communication, you put everything back to social media because you don't want their news to come out. Because it's giving a lot of people the voice you need to say these things. Look at how role the Kebbi governor holds in union. He was a unionist, he used that, got into power now. Look at the development. I'm happy that the man that was arrested for speaking the truth went ahead to solve the problem.
Yes.
Buying mattresses and
That was
everything.
such
And
good
you
news.
wonder,
Beautiful.
what is the allocation?
Yeah.
That's also the power of social media. If not because of Gambino, the guy, we will not know
That he was arrested.
that he was arrested and all of that. Look at the protests in the Ministry of Women Affairs. It's because of social media. If not because of social media, it will not be amplified. And that's why you see it's disrupted. The ecosystem, which is one thing the government of this is not the one put off.
Yes.
We must not hear that you arrest this man for saying the truth to us. Call them and ask what they do. Governor of Kebbi State, check your hospital. It's bad that such a deployable to the hospital. I don't think what this from the
Hi guys, welcome to my live stream.
If we do not do these things,
How are you
and you
doing?
have the repercussion like Nepal, then you see what's happening. And as regards Nepal, I just have to say this quickly, Roger. See, I know some of the spin doctors on social media are already spinning that Nigeria should not go the way of Nepal. But shame on these spin doctors. We do not support violence, but these were the same people that said they should attack Jonathan, that they should bring Jonathan's head down for fuel subsidy in 2012. They are the one using social media to spin now. The best way not to have protest is to fix the yearnings of the people. There's hunger and poverty in the land. The government should fix that. That's just it. Nobody wants violence. Nobody supports the loss of life and violence.
Right.
But it's a common thread. Look at Nepal, look at Bangladesh. Fix the problems on ground. He's not now saying because you are now supporting the certain government in power, they are saying no protest and everything. But in 2012, we can see all your tweets when you were saying protest, protest, 65 naira per litre, protest.
These are the issues. Now we have called on the FTH hospital, brought it out there for the Kogi governor to take a look at. We have also put out the Yahaya hospital, Yahaya Medical Hospital in Kebbi State for the Kebbi State government. Really dilapidated situation in both states, and of course, the federal government or federal Ministry of Health have to take a look at this story. Dr. Bati, do you want to take the South Africa story or you want to comment on this one? Okay, otherwise we have to
Now, first, let me start with Nepal. Now, in 1 week, government has collapsed in the leadership situation in Nepal. So, but the good news in Nepal is that the army chief has now stepped in and is trying to assert control, and he has called on the former justice chief of the country to step in to help stabilize the country. He has also held meetings with the young people to see how the situation can be stabilized. And what we can hope for is peace in Nepal as the people of Nepal try to navigate this situation. The ministry, the story is simple. That Ministry of Women Affairs. Now this minister, she holds her position at the pleasure of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Section 5 gives the president powers to appoint and delegate authority. Then they say the woman is not relating with them. That again raises question about leadership. And she has not had any meeting with them. Now they say they don't have facilities to work with. Now I'm sure that ministry has a budget. How is that budget being managed? Who is in charge? Where are the PAMSECs? That ministry must have a PAMSEC. Where are the directors in that ministry? Finally, that Ministry of Women Affairs, you have to take a look at that ministry. This was how they handled was it Onyeka when she was in charge of the Women Development Center. These same people, when Uju Kennedy or Anenye, your good friend, was there as Minister of Women no, he used to bring stories about So the woman, when she left that position, they were jubilating. Yes. They were saying, hey, this woman has gone. Now there seemed to be some activists. Well, inside that Ministry of Women Affairs, they have another minister now. They are also fighting. So that ministry itself should be investigated. And that's why I think that the president should go and find out what is it that is happening in the Ministry of Women Affairs.
All right, well said, Dr. Lucy. Talking about women, I wanted you to touch on South Africa, where men are now allowed to take their wife's name. But maybe we'll bring that story next week, because that would have been your topic. But well, let's take our story now on the milestones. Today, September 12th, marks 2 years since the passing of the incredibly talented artist Mohbad. His death on September 12, 2023, sent shockwaves through the music industry and among his fans. At just 27 years old, he left behind a legacy of powerful music and a vibrant personality that resonated with many. His song continued to be celebrated, and his influence remains strong. As we remember him, his fans and colleagues continue to demand justice and a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death. So I want you to rest in peace. But I'd love to wish you guys a great weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. I'd love to thank you guys for a great analysis, as always, on what's trending today. Well, that's all I have for you guys on what's trending today. I'll see you all next week.
And that's all on today's edition of the morning show. Road to Suduri is up next with Global Business Report. Stay with us. This is still the Arise News Channel, your global standout news channel.
Glovo is a delivery platform that connects users, partners, and riders, offering access to restaurants, supermarkets, pharmacies, and many more. Our vision is to give everyone access to anything they want in their city in minutes. The key areas in our value chain that require the most financing to deliver sustainable growth, so by partners, the restaurants, the stores. A lot of them struggle with working capital, access to capital to be able to meet up with their liquidity constraints and run their operations is critical. So we need more in the shops. On the courier side, access to financial solutions that are able to support riders, allow them to do their job is really, really critical. And I would say all of these things sort of work together to add value to users, right? It just leads to better customer satisfaction and healthier user economics for us.
Progress comes in fits and starts. It's not always a straight line, not always a smooth path. But 65 years after independence, Nigeria is rising. With bold reforms, new leadership, and global ambition, Africa's most populous nation is turning the corner. From economic stability to democratic resilience, from the fight against terror and insecurity to the battle against poverty and the surge of creativity and innovation, Nigeria works again. As the world gathers in New York for the United Nations General Assembly at the intersection of on Arise News Channel, magazines, and selected global platforms on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, and X, as well as on global screens reaching billions around the world. Progress isn't always smooth, but Nigeria is building, moving, rising. Nigeria at 65. The world is watching. This time, the story is ours to tell, including the story of the 65 shapers defining the future of the cultural capital of the world.
chance of old school that won't just go back, then I would urge you to take this recipe very, very serious because it is 100% guarantee, and the result you'll be getting from this will blow your mind. So I'll be walking you through the process and also how to use it to make sure you enjoy all its benefits. So when it comes to this particular recipe, I don't joke with it. I don't joke with this recipe at all because the result of this recipe is so crazy and you get to see results within a short period. So I won't even be talking much on why you should use this recipe. I just hope you can try it out and see for yourself. So we're going to be starting off with our measurement while I tell you the benefits of each of the ingredients and why it's so important for this particular recipe. So this right here is star anise. This is a very powerful herb when it comes to hair growth, hair strengthening, and protecting your hair from damage. So I don't joke with these particular herbs. So the next ingredient is cloves. This is another powerful herbs. This cloves help to strengthen strands and reduce split ends. If you're suffering from hair loss, this clove is that gel that will help you revive your hair. So we'll just be adding half a tablespoon of these cloves into our recipe. So the next ingredient we'll be using here is rosemary. Rosemary is another herb that is powerful when it comes to hair growth, hair thickening, split ends. Yes, rosemary will help strengthen your strands. It will make your hair look fuller and thicker. So we'll just be adding a tablespoon of rosemary. Here we have fenugreek seed, our tiny fenugreek seed, small but mighty. So these seeds are extremely rich in protein and nicotinic acid. It helps you when it comes to hair thinning and hair breakage. If your hair breaks a lot, fenugreek will help sort that out for you. So I also added a tablespoon of the fenugreek seed. Also our next ingredient, which is bay leaves. Yes, the bay leaves that you use for delicious meals like jollof rice and the rest. Bay leaves are rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, and folic acid, which nourishes the scalp. It helps to improve blood circulation, it helps encourage new growth, it has antifungal and antibacterial properties that helps keep dandruff away, it adds shines and reduce scalp irritation and itchiness. The next ingredient we'll be using is onion peels. Yes, often thrown away, they are actually rich in antioxidants and sulfur compounds that protect your hair from damage. Okay, after adding everything together, we'll be adding a cup of water because we'll be boiling this, and while it's boiling, we'll go ahead to prepare our aloe vera. So what I did was just transferring this mixture into a pot and I'll putting it over the stove to simmer for some minutes. Here we'll be prepping our aloe vera. We'll be extracting the juice out of this aloe vera. So what I did was just basically cutting off this part that have yellowy substance because that will itch your hair like crazy. So you don't want to put it into your recipe, okay? So I soak these in water for about 10-15 minutes so that it can get rid of any remaining yellow substance in it, and I'll just go ahead to cut this open to extract the gel from it. So guys, in case you've not yet given this video a thumbs up, please do all to like this video, okay? And if you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just join this wonderful family where we grow our natural hair through the right means, okay? So you want to extract all your aloe vera gel, and if you have a blender, you just go ahead and blend it, then extract the juice. But because there was no light, I just went ahead to mash this up with a spatula, and after mashing it up really well, I put it into a cheesecloth to sieve. So whenever you're extracting your aloe vera juice, make sure you sieve. Don't even use it like that after blending or maybe after mashing, because it's going to leave residues on your hair. Those particles that will remain when you sieve it are going to get stuck on your hair, and you don't want that. So I went ahead to just squeeze this and squeeze to get some amount of gel out of it, because I didn't blend it, I mashed it, so it was a bit difficult to get the gel out. But I just squeezed and squeezed, and I was able to get some amount out of this. So back to our mixture on the stove. You can see it's already boiling and it's all cooked up. The color is changing, everything is set. So I'm going to just take this down off the stove, and I'm going to allow it to cool down for a bit. I think I boiled this for about 10 minutes, right? You can just boil it to the point where the color changed and darkened, okay? After allowing it to cool down for some minutes, I went ahead to strain this with a cheesecloth.
Oh my god.
So because some of these herbs can be drying, that's why we'll be adding these following ingredients, which one of it is our aloe vera juice, which we extracted earlier. So aloe vera juice will help with more moisture in this spray, okay? And the next thing we'll be adding is a humectant, which is glycerin. Glycerin will help draw in moisture into your hair strands. That is its work in this recipe. So I'll just add a tablespoon of glycerin, and I'll go ahead to give that a thorough mix. So if you don't have aloe vera juice, these are things that you can use as a substitute. You can use rose water, you can use just glycerin, you can use flaxseed gel water, you can use green tea, you can use cactus or even rice water if you don't have aloe vera. So into the mixture, I will just add few drops of peppermint and few drops of lavender, just to boost and to just level this mixture up a bit. If you don't have essential oils, you can as well use it that way. But if you have, you can just add it up. The lavender will just help with the scent of this spray. Although the bay leaf gave this spray a really nice scent, and even the fenugreek, yeah. So now I'll just be showing you how you can use this for effective results, and how many times you should be using this if you want to see massive results. So this right here is my go-to leave-in hairspray. It's amongst my favorite hairspray because of the benefits I get from this. So I'll just go ahead and show you how I apply this. First of all, you want to apply this on a clean hair. The benefit of using products on a clean hair cannot be overemphasized. When you